Imagine sitting alone, thousands of miles above the Earth, your spacecraft shaking, the lights flickering, ground control has gone silent, and you know you're not coming back. This isn't a sci-fi movie. This was real, and it happened to a man who knew his spacecraft was doomed, but climbed aboard anyway. This is the haunting true story of Vladimir Komarov, the first man to die in space. In the 1960s, the world was caught in the heat of the Cold War. But this war wasn't fought just with weapons. It was fought in the stars. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a bitter race. Who would conquer space first? Rockets were being built faster than safety checks could be completed. Animals were being launched into orbit. Human lives became test subjects in an era driven by ambition and fear. Among the Soviets' finest was Vladimir Komarov, a skilled pilot, engineer, and true patriot. Born in 1927, he dreamed of flying from a young age. By 15, he was already a cadet pilot. Komarov became a national hero after flying Voskhod 1, the world's first multi-person space mission in 1964. But behind the glory was a man haunted by what he saw in the Soviet space program. Rushed engineering, faulty equipment, and political pressure overriding safety. In 1967, the Soviets were preparing for a bold new launch. Soyuz 1, a brand new spacecraft, would take Komarov into orbit. But the spacecraft had over 200 known design flaws. Engineers begged for the launch to be delayed. Letters were written. Pleas were made. Even Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, protested, offering to fly instead of Komarov, knowing the risk. But politics won over reason. The mission went ahead. On April 23, 1967, Komarov launched aboard Soyuz 1. Within minutes, things started going wrong. One of the solar panels failed to deploy, leaving the spacecraft without power. Navigation systems glitched. Communication became patchy. Komarov was trapped in orbit, struggling to maintain control. For 24 hours, he circled the Earth, knowing he might not survive. Yet his voice remained calm, controlled, professional. He tried to guide the spacecraft back, but fate had already sealed his doom. During re-entry, the final disaster struck. Komarov's main parachute failed. The backup got tangled. Traveling at over 700 km/h, the capsule slammed into the ground. A fiery explosion. Nothing recognizable remained. Vladimir Komarov became the first person to die during a space mission. Komarov's remains were buried at the Kremlin Wall necropolis, an honor reserved for Soviet heroes. His tragic death forced the USSR to rethink spacecraft design and pause further missions for months. He's now remembered not just as a cosmonaut, but as a man who chose duty over survival. A man who went to space, knowing he may never return. If this story moved you, hit that like button, subscribe to Mystery Theater, and ring the bell for more mysteries from the edge of reality. Because sometimes, truth is more terrifying than fiction.